What's up, you guys? It's Steve here, and I'm going to jump right to questions. Let me know your thoughts on this. Leave the comments down below. Can President Joe Biden hold it together for the entire Democratic Party to bring forth the largest stimulus package that we have seen so far? This is your stimulus check update and your stimulus package update. Now, what we're hearing is, as you know, moderates and progressive Democrats, they need to come together and unify to pass this through the process of reconciliation. Now, if they can stay together, they hold the majority in all of Congress, and they can pass through whatever they like through the process of reconciliation. But what we're hearing is they can't seem to agree, and we're seeing articles like this. Take a look. Biden is holding together the Democratic Party in Washington for now, you guys, and we're going to be diving into this article where we're hearing progressives like AOC say their stances differ so greatly from President Joe Biden's that if they were in any other country, they wouldn't even be in the same political party, you guys, saying they are not happy with some of the things that he's doing right now. Take a look at this. Biden's agenda confronts shifting House Democratic powers dynamics, you guys. And yes, they're talking about moderate centrist Democrats that are kind of in the middle saying $3.5 trillion for the next stimulus package. That is a lot of money. We're not happy with that. We want to bring that spending down. It's too much. It's out of control. But we're hearing progressives like AOC, Bernie Sanders, Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer saying we need more. As a matter of fact, we already compromised. We wanted $6 trillion. Some called for $10 trillion, you guys, saying they wanted monthly reoccurring stimulus checks. They wanted an extension of the unemployment federal benefits, you guys, PUA, PEUC, and the FPUC boost, which we have heard is coming to an end. And progressives, as I mentioned in a previous video, have come out and said they are ready to fight Biden for that extension. Take a look here, you guys, saying they want it renewed, and they're coming to flip Biden's stances on these, you guys. So we're going to be seeing what happens here, but can President Joe Biden hold together the Democratic Party to make this next stimulus package happen? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. We're going to be diving into these articles, seeing what they're saying about what's going on in Congress right now. Now, in addition to that, you guys, wanted to keep you up to date on the breaking news of what's happening in Afghanistan. Take a look here, link in the description below. Rockets fired at Kabul Airport as U.S.-Afghan withdrawal enters its final stages. And what we're hearing is even in these last days of this evacuation that there's still attacks going on, you guys. And we also saw President Joe Biden pay his respects for the 13 lives that were lost in those attacks. Biden pays respects to the U.S. troops killed in Afghanistan. And also wanted to share with you the video footage coming out as Biden refuses to take Afghanistan questions, walks away after offering to take questions in FEMA. And what we heard was he was having a report on what was happening right now with Hurricane Ida. And I reported on that this morning. If you missed that, be sure to check it out, as that Category 4 hurricane right now is hitting Louisiana. And as soon as he decided to take questions, which he said he wasn't supposed to, we heard it was about Afghanistan, and he immediately walked away. And wanted to share with you guys that video footage as well. So we're going to dive right in. I'm going to get you caught up on the latest as to what's going on with stimulus, with Afghanistan, all the breaking news as of today, August 30th, 2021. There's a lot going on, you guys, but I will keep you up to date. So let's dive right in. But before we do, if you could do me a quick favor, just takes a second. If you like and appreciate these updates, keeping you up to date, don't forget, smash the like button. Just takes a second. Really helps me out a ton. Thank you so much. Also, leave your comments down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts on all this, and share this out if you think it's going to help out other people. In addition to that, if this is your first time here, don't forget, hit the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell, come join the Ram fam. I'll keep you up to date on all this stuff so you know what's going on. And if you got any specific questions for me that you want me to answer directly, shoot them to me in the DM at SteveRam3. That is by far the best way to get a hold of me, you guys. But with that being said, let's go ahead and dive right in, and I'm going to get you caught up on the latest that's happening right now today. All right, you guys, so first up, let's take a look at this video footage of President Joe Biden, who was in the middle of an interview with FEMA, and he was discussing what's happening right now with the hurricane in Louisiana. And he said he wasn't going to be taking any questions, but he decided to take one, and the very first question was about Afghanistan. As you guys know, I'm going to be sharing with you the articles that attacks are still going on in the final days of evacuation, and rather than responding to the question, President Joe Biden walked away, said that he actually wasn't supposed to be even taking questions, you guys. Let me know your thoughts on this. Take a look at this video footage.
Commissioner, I really think it all works. I'm not supposed to take any questions, but go ahead.
Mr. President, on Afghanistan...
I'm not going to answer Afghanistan now.
Can you say if there's still an acute
Okay.
risk?
Okay, so there is President Biden there at FEMA headquarters in D.C.
So there you have it, you guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, as we're hearing a lot of people's opinions differ on this. We're hearing there's a lot of people who are very upset with how this was handled, saying that President Joe Biden's approval rating is dropping significantly, and especially with how things have been handled in Afghanistan. However, we're also hearing there's a lot of people saying, you know what, he's doing his best. There's a lot going on, and how would anybody handle this situation right now, you guys? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. But I do want to give you a quick update as to what we're hearing is going on right now in Afghanistan before we dive into what's happening in Congress with President Joe Biden trying to hold together that Democratic Party to bring forth the next stimulus package. So, link in the description below first to this article that just came out today that says rockets fired at Kabul airport as UF Afghan withdrawal enters its final stages, you guys. Now, the article says that rockets were launched toward Kabul's international airport on Monday, today, this morning, as the U.S. withdrew from Afghanistan and entered what President Joe Biden has said will be the second to last day. There was no immediate word on who fired the projectiles, none of which hit the international airport in the capital. Now, White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki issued a statement saying that Mr. Biden had been briefed on the rocket attack and was informed that operations continued uninterrupted at HKIA, and has reconfirmed his order that commanders redouble their efforts to prioritize doing whatever is necessary to protect our forces on the ground. Now, witnesses told the Associated Press that some of the rockets had slammed down on the neighborhoods nearby, less than 2 miles from the airport, and gunfire then broke out, but it wasn't clear who was shooting at who, according to the Associated Press. So you guys, with only 2 days left in the evacuation, we're still seeing today attacks happening in Kabul. Now, I'll be sure to keep you guys up to date here on the channel as more information rolls out, but I want to get you caught up on the latest that's happening right now in Congress, with President Joe Biden trying to keep together the Democratic Party to pass forth the largest stimulus package that we have seen so far. So, a link in the description below to this article that came out yesterday that says Biden is holding together the Democratic Party in Washington for now, you guys. Now, take a look at this. Almost a year before Joe Biden was elected president, fellow Democratic Representative AOC remarked in a New York Magazine statement that in any other country that she and President Joe Biden wouldn't even be in the same party, you guys. But in America, she said, we are. Now, more than a year and a half later, that comment, which stirred up a lot of indignation in between and amongst Democrats who viewed it as divisive, has been largely forgotten amid continuing pandemics and now the unfolding situation in Afghanistan. But what we're hearing is, it still kind of rings true. Listen to this. But the truth of her words does a lot to explain the challenges facing Democratic lawmakers right now, who successfully walked a tightrope to legislative achievements with their pandemic rescue plan and are currently attempting another crossing as they negotiate the passage of the bipartisan infrastructure package alongside an even larger social spending bill. And yes, they're talking about that $3.5 trillion stimulus package. Now, it says that the fates of these two bills, one championed by moderate Democrats and the others by progressives, are tied together is in itself a neat metaphor for the broader dynamic influencing that the party's path in the Biden era has taken, as it seeks to show it can deliver for the American people ahead of next year's midterms. Neither package has enough support to pass in the House of Representatives without disparative factions of the Democrats agreeing to vote on legislation that they not, under normal circumstances, would be inclined to back, you guys. So what we're hearing is, right now, progressives and moderates, both Democrats, are almost like two separate parties, and they've got their two separate bills, and they can't agree, but the only way that they're going to be able to come together is if they want to see their own bills passed so much they're willing to also pass the other. Now, we will see what's going to happen, because right now, they are not on the same page, you guys. Now, listen to this, you guys. To advance any and all pieces of their shared agenda, and yes, they're talking about the infrastructure package, which has two parts. The first part is $1 trillion for roads, bridges, highways, traditional infrastructure, and the second portion is for human infrastructure. It's going to be $3.5 trillion in the next stimulus package. Now, in order for them to do this, listen to this. Democrats need unanimity in the Senate ranks. They need all 50 on board, every single one, moderate or progressive, to agree, and they can only afford to lose a handful of votes in the House. Now, with those thin margins and the fragility of the leadership's best laid plans, they came into stark focus these past few weeks during an 11th hour revolt against what Washington Insider called the two-track strategy, which aims to put both bills on Biden's desk at the same time, a legislative tactic of mutual assured destruction, with both sides empowered to scuttle the other's top priorities, you guys. So man, right now, a lot of people are saying Democrats control everything and they'll be able to pass through everything they like, and it's almost like they split up into their own two separate parties and can't agree on anything. Now, we will see, you guys, because there will be no infrastructure or stimulus unless they can come to an agreement, and I'll keep you up to date, as right now, Congress and Democrats are working on that next stimulus package. They're putting together the provisions, allocating certain amounts for different provisions they'd like to see. Now, I'll keep you up to date on what those provisions are. Some are saying they'd like to see stimulus checks, an extension of unemployment, extension of the child tax credit, free college tuition, free childcare. There's a ton of different provisions. We'll see what actually makes it into the bill, and I'll be sure to keep you guys up to date here on the channel. So you guys, as always, thank you so much for joining me here on the channel, and leave your comments down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts on all this stuff that's going on. And if you made it this far and you haven't already, don't forget, smash that like button if you appreciate these updates, keeping you up to date on everything that's happening. Also, if this is your first time here and you want to stay up to date, don't forget, hit the subscribe button and turn on that notification bell so that way as soon as I upload any breaking news, you can get notified right away. And don't forget, if you got any specific questions that you want me to answer and you want to send them to me directly, shoot them to me in the DM on Instagram at SteveRam3, you guys. But with that being said, hope this reaches you well. I'll be sure to keep you up to date here on the channel, and I'll catch you in the next one. Take care. God bless. This is Steve.